everybody, my name is Nathan Hammond and today's going to be a documentary about NJ Film Productions and where my passion started for filmmaking and what we've done so far. So where did my passion start for filmmaking? Well, you can say I was kind of dragged into it. I was in grade 9 and we were sitting in the English class. But I remember we were a bunch of kids just sitting in a group in class. Basically what happened is there was this one girl, Nikia Hand, and she was just like, okay, you know what, I feel like making a movie now. Nikia Hand was the producer of the show. She arranged a lot of documents that the parents had to sign for the weekend. She arranged the locations and she said, I have to be the director, but I also have to write the script. I was literally thrown like in the deep here. I started writing the script, and when the script was done, she did the casting. There were no actors. It was literally her and her friends that was going to play in the movie. So we started with production. We arranged that there was one weekend where we would shoot, just the one weekend at a place called Poseidon Fusion Stud. The Friday, I remember the Friday after school, my dad, he has this big bus and he came to fetch us. But that morning, my dad literally bought me a hand camera and I had no idea how it works, and he also lent me 2 lights to work with. So he dropped us off and there we were, we had to start shooting. It was the first time I worked with a camera and lights. There was no schedule, so it was literally like, this is a piece on the script, yeah, I like shooting this piece, the sun is there, let's shoot this piece. So there was no planning at all. So there's one part in the story where we had a skeleton, right? And I had to lend my physics teacher's skeleton, you know, it was just a doll. But it was very difficult to bring a non-living thing to life, especially when you don't even have CGI or that it's even not an animatronic. So that was really difficult, but tricky. We had to come up with neat tricks to make it move. With the one scene we had a string and we put it on the head and we made it move. It was really stressful for me as well, and because in that time in my life I wasn't really the most known person in school. I was kind of that guy, you know, that's in the back and no one really likes him because he's like the weird guy.
How did you get along with all your co-stars?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really that popular guy at school, but these people, they are really the best and I loved working with them, and on this experience I got to learn them more better, you know, so it was really brilliant. We shot the Friday afternoon, the whole Saturday from morning till night, and then Sunday I was literally in the morning sitting, going through the script and scratching scenes, and that Sunday we were just literally shooting scenes that would still make the movie having sense. It would still make sense. Oh my word, speaking about post, it was also the first time I actually worked on editing, like really editing on a program, and I had no idea. And if you watch the movie, you'll see that the audio level of the song, you know, the background music playing, is very loud. It's like insanely loud. So you can see that was my first film, you know. But it was great and it was terrific, and it was fun. So the second film that we made was Story of Jackson, but this was a bit different than The Secret Behind the Magic Flower. I came grade 11 and it was the 3rd term of school, and I remember we had an art project, because I had art as a subject. And one of the project that we had to do was film. And I was thinking by myself, okay, if I'm going to do this, why don't make a movie? So I literally then started this was me making my actual movie. I started with a script and it was good, and this time I actually held auditions. I went to the drama class and I actually got 3 brilliant actresses that were really good in their job. There was Justine Marks, Yolandi Smith, there was Marlanka Prinsloo, and then there was the one protagonist, which was Bianca Greef. And then me, I was also playing this was the first time I actually played the role the lead role in my own movie. So I was director, I was producer, I was scriptwriter, I was lead actor, I was everything. I started using the clapper loader and I started using a boom mic, which in the first film I did not use. So I actually started having a boom mic, so the sound was much better than the first film. And then I did not learn from my first film. For some reason I wanted to make a film also about Transformer toys moving as aliens. So it was again a challenge to make something that's not alive come alive. Most of the shots of getting them to move I used stop motion, and also sometimes with pulling them I also just use string again as well. So this time it was planned. I also had a storyboard this time, where with the first one I did not. With a storyboard, like with this, when they say these lines, I want this angle on this shot. So it was more structured and more planned, but not advanced either, just simple as well. One of the difficult things for me was the scenes where I had to shoot in school. So there was pieces of that shots where I had to shoot it in break time, in school time. So kids were walking around and then you just walk with your camera, your boom, and you would shoot a movie and these kids would like look at you like weird, like what's this guy doing? Even had some of them with tricks that they were funny. So when the camera would pan, they would like walk into a line and make jokes, and it wasn't really pleasant to have kids like judge you and mock you while you're trying to do something that you actually love. Halfway in the production, and felt like this was not going to work. You know, sometimes you get that feeling where you try but it just doesn't work. And I sat there and I'm like, should I maybe stop doing this or not? You get those problems, and I just felt like, is this really worth doing? Over the time I learned that, just don't care what other people think, because you're busy with a project and it's your project. And I just kept on going, whatever they said, I didn't care what they said. I knew what I wanted to be, I knew what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. It actually was a success after all. It was a success, and it was a lot of fun making this movie. There was a part in the script where I needed a bad guy. A character, Joey. He was a mafia boss and I needed him. But there were no boy actors in the drama class. Where am I going to get a guy actor? And then I remember I was at youth, and then I ran into an old friend of mine, John Rue.
I'm John Rue. Yes, the one and only. My passion started, well, like Nathan said, at preschool. I used to come and visit at his house and we would take our cell phone. Normal, I think it was a Nokia C10 cell phone.
Made these weird videos, just like random videos.
After preschool, when high school started, we separated. So I had no one to film with. I wouldn't have the guts that Nathan had at his high school to stand there with a camera and everybody looking at him weirdly.
So I asked him, would he, be interested in helping me with the shoot?
Immediately, yes, I would love to be in the film. And he was like, great. Yeah, he explained nothing to me. He just said, you're gonna be in my film. I was like, sweet. I think it was 2 weeks later, he called me up and was like, are you ready to film? I'm like, yeah.
So, the first day of shooting with John Rue, it was in the afternoon and my mom dropped me off at his house. And I'm waiting almost for an hour, and I'm like, the sun is going down and I'm stressing like, listen, is he gonna come now or what? And then actually he came on time.
I had like 3 people that helped us out on sets. I didn't even get a script till on the day of shooting. I got the script. I read my line, it was like, okay, I'm ready. That was his directing. Get on set, gives you the taste, the acting, the script, and he's like, go.
But John Rue, he was really in it, and it was a lot of fun working with them. With the Transformers, there came a part with the Transformers where I needed special effects, where I wanted explosions and stuff, and
So Nathan started with the idea, let's use fireworks.
I don't know how to get that. So I called in John Rue because he always has a trick up his sleeve and making things happen. So I called him and he also helped me bring the explosions to life. He used this, I don't know, rubber thing, ball and sand. I'll let him explain it.
Used some baby powder, put it in the rubber, fold it backwards, put the baby powder in, put some dirt just to cover it up, and then there was smoke and everything. And Nathan was happy.
And yeah, so that was actually very successful. And yes, this was also the first project where I used fake blood. In the finale of Story of Jackson, there was supposed to be this gang, and the Transformers were taking out the gang with Jackson. But we didn't have any friends and people that wanted to help us. Use what you've got, right? Use what you've got. So we were like dressing out other clothes, putting on this hat, looking different in that shots, and then we were playing a bad guy, then you're playing a good guy. Yeah, we were playing double roles. Then to get to the post, I used a new program for this project in post, but I already, in the beginning, before I made this film, I did some small projects and advertising videos for the school. So I did know a way of how to work with the program, but the sound was a bit downer, at least, not like the first one, but oh my word, there are so many shots where it's like dragging. You know, like you could have cut that shot there. I did pay the actors 20 rand. It was a non-budget production, okay? 20 rand is enough, you can take it, okay? So it was good. But overall, the production, it was fun. And at the end of that film, I knew, no, I want to be a movie director. This is what I want to do. Right, so after Story of Jackson, which was in grade 11, I knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to make a film. And I remember that matric was going to be my last year of high school, and I wanted to finish it off with a bang. So what I did was, I knew I was going to make another movie. But then this time, I actually had a partner in crime. So John Rue actually joined the ride with me.
When we made We're Brothers, it was actually much more challenging for me. We had much more need for special effects, for everything actually.
I remember December 2014, I suddenly got this idea of a story about two brothers, and I remember I always wanted to make an action film, and we took on the challenge. We made a teaser which was 6 minutes long. So we actually started with green screen. The first time, we didn't knew how to do green screen.
I had this thick line in the middle because the green screen we folded up, and then on the day of shoot, just hang it up and all that, and then yeah, all the wrinkles. It was very hard in post getting that out.
There was no lighting on the green screen. We just like, let's try it, and it actually came very well. I give a hand to John Rue for that work over there. That was all he's doing over there.
No clue of what was going on. Frames per second, ISO, chroma keying. The camera you film with has a certain frame rate it films at. And if you render it at a different frame rate, it depends on making it faster or slower. Not bad. And I also rendered my first green screen shot on a square TV, 4x3, not a 16x9, as you know it as widescreen today.
Also, John Rue worked more on the special effects, with the muzzle flashes on the guns. With Story of Jackson, there was no muzzle flashes. With We're Brothers, there were muzzle flashes.
Nathan came up to me and was like, how are we going to make masks? I've got an idea. I used to do a chemical course, so I learned how to mold things and create it, and yeah, started making the masks, and he was excited. He loved it.
And at least this time, I learned out of my mistake with the first two movies, and we did not have any puppets and things that we had to bring to life. So that was cool. This time there wasn't actors. We didn't have auditions. with the drama kits, there was no other actors. We actually used our friends again. And also, we also had the problem of doing double roles as well. We had a lot of friends, Francois, Justin, they helped us a lot actually.
Nathan's directing. All our skills improved except for Nathan's directing. That's the one thing that remained exactly the same. I didn't get a script again. On the day of shooting, you told me, this is what I want, this is the shots, this is the angle, there.
It was sort of planned, but also not. We would arrive on set and then I would be like, I want it like this and this and this. Where I think I like this shot, I think I like this angle, yeah, let's do it like that.
Usually turned out in a problem because of the lighting and the gear and the tripods in the shot.
The script wasn't even finished while we were in production. Well, like the script was not finished. So there was pieces where we had to like come up with things. I had a general idea, but then
again, we had no planning. On the end of the movie, you told me we didn't even have a full script. So we were just making it up on the way.
I found it with my first two, The Secret Behind the Magic Flower and The Story of Jackson, and We're Brothers is, especially with Story of Jackson and The Secret Behind the Magic Flower, is that there was no genre. It was everything thrown into one. For Secret Behind the Magic Flower, it was comedy and sci-fi, and that was basically that, which is a fun movie. But then Story of Jackson was like drama, comedy, sci-fi, then it was an action movie. It was like too many genres in one. We didn't know what the feeling, I didn't concentrate at that time about what I want out of the film and stuff. See, there's a lot of scenes where Matt and Brian, they're supposed to be these assassins, but they're like these happy kind of guys. Like Brian paints and Matt is like cupcakes, and it's like generally I did not know the idea or the genre or the theme that it's actually an action bad film, and there was pieces where I lost my audience's attention, which I'm really not happy about. But hey, that's how you learn, eh? Okay, so let me tell this, the action scenes with We're Brothers, how many times did we fall, how many times? We were literally trying to do stunts that was almost impossible. So some of us did get hurt in some places.
I fell like 1,000 times. And again, I got hurt. My favorite scene was seeing Nathan jumping off the roof. I had to do it like twice to convince him that it's safe. And then finally, after about, I think half an hour of shooting, we got the 3 seconds that we wanted of him jumping off the roof.
But I didn't focus too much on the characters. One guy I had, Simeon from Stardom, and he was a brilliant actor. He did his job very well done, and I see a future for him as well. At that point in my life, I was really more social, and I had more friends in a sort of way. I wasn't really that guy that was back in the corner and stuff. When I needed gangs and stuff, or in the school, there was a scene where I needed a bad guy and I was like tailing him. And I just used, I was like, hey you want to make a movie? Alright, cool, come. You know, I just had guys helping me out and stuff. But yeah, so also with the Boom, there was a Boom. It was almost a lot of the same setting as Story of Jackson was. When we came to the post in We're Brothers, it was much better. The scenes were not dragged, they were really cool cutaways, and it was really well done this time. The sound was also good, sound effects was good. But then We're Brothers was supposed to be a series, and the movie was very rushed. It was very rushed. Also because it was my matric year, so I had school, which was very important at that time. And so the film was a side project, so it was difficult to really focus on getting all those details on We're Brothers and all of those things. But otherwise, yeah, it was good. It was We're Brothers, I really enjoyed that film, and I can't wait for number 2 to come.
What I can tell you about Final Verdict is it's much more planned. Our crew has expanded a bit, so the editing has improved, the way we handle situations has improved, our lighting has improved, this film will be our best project yet.
Final verdict is going to be much better, and because we're more organized, more focused, I'm focusing more on the characters and the story. We also got a new camera, and it's just more planned and more structured. So hopefully, We're Brothers' final verdict is going to be much better than We're Brothers 1. But yes, basically, the moral of the story: if you have a passion, follow it. Don't let anyone tell you to do it. Don't let anyone stop you. I remember I wanted to make a movie, and in school there was no subjects of making film and stuff like that. So I started, you know what? Do it yourself. Get up, take up a camera. Even if it is bad, the first films, they are bad, but the things I've learned over the course of making these movies are like, I wouldn't have learned it if I didn't do it. So just get out, do it. If you have a passion for anything, not just filmmaking, anything, just follow your heart, do it. Don't let anyone stop you. You can do it. And trust me, you'll enjoy it. You have to do it. You have to enjoy it. And yes, just go with it. And hopefully we'll see you again next time.